Good morning. I'm in Pine Grove, Pennsylvania. Just getting ready to leave the Hampton in Pine Grove, headed towards Bethel, Pennsylvania, because I did a thing. Well, first, let me show you what I bought prior to coming here, and then I'll give you the next down low on what's going on after I get loaded up over in Bethel, Pennsylvania. So, a few weeks ago, my wife and I went into buying a dump trailer for a project we have going on at the house. And hopefully, with this dump trailer and what I'm about to purchase, I can do some side jobs on top of it to earn some of my money back on what I've lost. Not, I needed the trailer, I needed the machinery that I'm going to get. Anyways, so either way, if it's a loss, it's a loss, but it's my gain when it comes to what I'm doing. Anyway, let me get to where I need to be and I'll get loaded up. Maybe show you some scenery on the way home and we'll talk about what I'm going to do. All right, folks, here she is. I got a new, to me, used Bobcat S300. So far, in the little minute I've drove it, it seems all right. Um, has foot controls. I'm not happy about that, but I kind of knew that. I mean, I did know that. I tried not to get any with foot controls, but my budget, I couldn't find exactly, of course, what I wanted. Someday, but not today. So this is it. I'm hoping she'll do me well for the yard stuff I have to do. We're gonna find out. I bought this thing at auction. Now, that's the first time I've ever done an auction. It was kind of exciting. There was about 100 skid steers to choose from. Uh, a lot of them were newer models, so I couldn't afford it. Was not in my budget. Um, I watched the auction like all day. It was going on all day. It started out with pallet forks and all kinds of other attachments. And so, anyways, before the video cut out on me, uh, so the auction had about 100 skid steers that they were auctioning off, but it was starting with a lot of the high-end ones, you know, the ones that were newer, uh, high flow, high horsepower. There's a lot of that. That was way out of my budget. I mean, I got a high horsepower one with without tracks, but older model. Uh, so anyways, this auction went on for about 4 hours. I wasn't really paying attention to it too close because it was stuff that was out of my budget. But then they got to the wheel loaders and prices started going for more my budget range. And I bid on one. I bid on one earlier, a track loader, uh, but it got up there too high to where I didn't think I could cover the auction, the taxes, and the loader. I didn't want to use all the money I had anyway. So anyway, one got into my budget. I quickly bid on it, and I no sooner bid on it, and it said sold. And I was like, what just happened? My heart started beating because I've never done an auction before. I mean, I've been studying the auction, studying the skid steers from this place for a while, but I finally pulled the trigger. So loading it on seemed nice. Seemed nice, like it's a nice machine. We're gonna find out, but that was pretty exciting. So anyways, I'm on my way home. I've probably never said this, but I live in Michigan. So it's about a 9-hour drive. I'm headed through Pennsylvania right now on a Monday. So traffic's a little higher than it was when I was coming in here last night, but at least I'm coming in the daylight versus dark last night. Fuel prices. The fuel prices in Pennsylvania are $6.11 once you hit the turnpike. So needless to say, I'm going to get just enough fuel to at least get into Ohio, which still isn't as low as Michigan, but every cent counts. So $6.11 here. Once I get to Michigan, it's around $5.50 a gallon. So once I get home, my goal is to park this thing for a little bit and drive my gasser until prices come back to somewhat normal. I'll use truck when I need to. That's it. I'm going to try to show you guys some scenery. The scenery here in Pennsylvania ain't too bad. The problem is, once I get into the scenic route, it's pretty tight driving. So it might be hard to video and concentrate on driving, but might not as well since I'm driving a little slower. But I'll check back in when I can.
Spacey, I've been lost inside a daydream. These hopes of mine could really break me or catch me by surprise. Faces, sun-kissed skin inside a basement. LA kids just trying to make it before the next sunrise. So who's that knocking at your door? Feels like we've been here before. Cause I've been set back, broke down, and I'm not wearing out.
Getting through the last stretch of Ohio right now. You can tell we're in Ohio because it's extra bumpy. Kind of like Michigan. I think it's almost equal to Michigan. Back home to Michigan last night, and I'm ready to get this machine off and explain to you what I'm planning on doing with it. The end of the trip didn't go great. Once I hit Michigan, it decided to hail, rain to the point of no visibility, as well as losing the road under the overpass. I don't know if anybody on here knows Michigan that well, but if you watch the news at all, sometimes the highways on I-94 get a little bit out of control to the point where they're almost like riding in a lake. Well, in that case, that happened to me. I have a 7.5-inch lift on my truck, and I still managed to hit water hard enough to where it went over the windshield. Needless to say, I kind of white knuckled it for the last hour of my trip, but managed to make it home safely, and that's all that matters. So, that being said, let me get this machine off of the truck. I will explain to you guys. Plan this. Basic plan. It's going to take me a while to do. I'm planning on some fun doing it. And this is my machine, so I didn't rent it. So then I can take my time, do whatever I want to do with it. And if I don't like it, well, I can always do something different. It's my yard to do it with. And why not have fun while doing it? So, that being said, give me a minute here. I'll get the machine off and I'll walk you over to the back part of my property and explain what I want to do. All right, so I got it off. First time offloading it from a dump trailer. I've unloaded one or two from a regular utility or utility or heavy duty trailer, but never a dump trailer, so I wasn't sure how that was going to go. Anyways, so let's get to what my plan is. First, I was looking at utility tractors, and I didn't think the utility tractor was going to cut it for my plan. So this is what the plan is. I am going to, well, first of all, let me tell you what happened over the winter, because I didn't tell you that yet. This ditch line right here, forward, is my yard. And in my yard, I have quite a few things. So I have Rubbermaid shed, storage pod. On the other side of that, I have a regular shed. I also have that big trampoline swing set. Camper, which usually isn't here in the summertime, but this year it will be. And then my storage tent where I keep one of my vehicles in the winter. Now, as should be anybody's that wants to be outside, I wanted land. I've always wanted land. Didn't think I was going to be able to, because at this point, in order to buy anything with a land and a barn on it, it would be the same house I own, but double what I pay now. But I got lucky. Back in December, just before Christmas, neighboring farmer knocked on my door. I didn't answer it because I didn't know. Well, one, I didn't know who it was. I didn't feel like getting out of bed. But my wife walked in because she was out grocery shopping. She walked in and she hands me this business card because she just happened to run into the guy in the driveway. He approached me about buying some land. Well, at first I told him I had no interest because I didn't think I could swing it. But it took me maybe a half hour. I called him back and I said that I would buy 5 acres off of him. He owns like 60 acres. He just wanted to sell off the back stretch that butts up to my yard and my neighbor's yards, which is good for me because by me buying this, I won't have a subdivision behind me. So I live in a subdivision, but I back up to farmland. So now I have the benefit of living in a nice subdivision, a nice neighborhood, and having 5 acres behind me, which is a dream come true. I only need 5 acres. I don't need any more than that. 5 acres is more than enough. Eventually I want to put a barn on here, but it's not going to happen anytime soon. I wish I could had a drone at this point to show you guys. In fact, show myself, because I really haven't walked this yet. But across the ditch line is my new property, new 5 acres. The neighbor down the road from me is going to buy 10. So that'll cover pretty much the back stretch behind this subdivision. I am waiting, as of right now, for the farmer to come over and put a culvert in. So I have right of way into the property. So I need an easement into the property. But when we signed the documents for the title and everything, that was the agreement. He's going to put the easement in for me, and that's that. Problem is, Michigan Michigan has been very, very rainy so far this year. So now it might be another month out for this project to start, which is fine. I mean, it's my property. It's not like I'm going to sell it in the near future or build something on it and sell it. I can't. I know there's actually no access besides my property to it. But it's just got to be patient, which is hard for me at times. But we're looking at another month away, which puts us into June 2026. And then we'll get started. So my goal with this property to start is, one, I'm going to take, I don't know if you can see, but there's dirt all around here, like a small berm already, because they dredged the ditch a couple of years back and threw all that dirt right there onto the land. So my goal is to clean out the berm directly behind my property that I currently have now. Clean up the berms for the neighboring properties, in front of my property, because there's like 4 neighbors that have properties in front of me now. Then I'm thinking what I'm going to do is, I've been looking online. I'm probably going to buy some small trees. I'm talking seedling trees pretty much. And then after I clean up the berm, I want to plant the trees so that within time they'll grow and they'll block out the neighbors. So I'll have the berm and the trees. That'll block out the neighbors. They won't be bothered by me and my shenanigans going on. And then we'll go from there. So the next goal after that is to move the sheds that I just showed you. And I'm going to take at least the storage pod and possibly my stick-built shed, and I'm going to move it back onto the acreage. So then we can start regaining our backyard back. So I'll move those sheds over there back into the backyard further, probably back in there, directly back somewhere, because I'm going to clean that area out but leave the woods off to the neighboring properties and just clean it up and make trails for the kids to roam. And what else? I'm thinking I'm going to take these trees down, but keep in mind I'm planting more trees in their place. Thinking about planting trees over between the neighbors over there and me, so that they're not bothered by me and my mess going on in and out. The neighbors on this side are cool. They've already got a tree line going that way. So as you can see, there's a tree line that way. I have the machine there and everything. So they're covered. So if I can plant maybe some spruce trees coming in on the other side of the property, if I can plant that, that's a start. Keep the neighbors happy, hopefully. But by cleaning out these back trees, I can see out from my windows what's going on back there, because back there there's all kinds of different animals. I know I'm going to disturb the animals for a short time here between me and my neighbor, because he's going to be tearing apart his property that he just bought, but he plans on hunting on it. So I think he's just cleaning out a few paths and an area to put a barn in. So that's the short-term goal for now, and then we're going to see where it plays off of. I want to build a barn back there, but that's possibly going to be a few years out. So it should be fun. I get crazy sometimes with my thoughts, like I've said in the past. So I'm figuring, well, first of all, I need to buy some more cameras so I can get better views going on here. Because this iPhone's great, but it doesn't cover everything for me. And then once we get in the machine, we'll just see where it leads us between moving the sheds, cleaning the berms up, cleaning out some trails. There's quite a bit of work back there just all by itself on that. And then I haven't even walked it. I personally haven't walked through there yet. I've been waiting for the easement to get in before I crossed. Really not a concern of mine. I mean, I know what's in there. It's a lot of trees and a lot of brush. So I'm hoping as I start this project, you guys will continue to follow along. Hopefully more viewers come on. Basically showing, I'm working manufacturing. I don't do this for a living, but I want to kind of show that it's possible. It's fun if you're capable of doing it. And for me, it keeps me busy and kind of my form of exercise. So that being said, I hope you guys will be entertained however I go about doing this. I'm sure the kids will get involved, so it'll be more than just me and my monotone voice. Just should make it a little more fun is what I'm trying to say. So I hope you guys will continue to look out for my videos and see what I do next. In between this property getting started, hopefully I can find some more things to do to show you, to keep you guys intrigued. Again, thanks for watching, thanks for subscribing, thanks for liking. Continue to help me grow. Until the next time when we get started here or on the next video, thank you for watching. Please subscribe if you can, share, like, watch these videos because it helps me grow. And that would be great, to be honest with you. That's all I can ask for. Thank you. Thanks for watching, and goodbye.